The newspaper industry is in crisis. That's as plain as black and white. But how to bring the newspaper business model into the 21st century is proving less clear. Just yesterday, the Daily Gazette in Schenectady, New York State, became the latest in a growing band of newspapers charging for readers to access their news online. The Murdoch-owned Wall Street Journal makes millions from its subscription service, and its British counterpart, the Financial Times, has made users pay to view content for 7 years.
The biggest mistake which the news industry made came around 10 years ago when we were seduced into believing that information was free and that we thought as news organizations that we could put our material out on the aggregators like Google, attract a big audience and then sell advertising on the back of it. In fact, what we should have said is no, information actually has a price, it's valuable, and therefore we should charge for it.
With the economy rarely out of the headlines, it's not surprising that the FT has managed to convince more than 100,000 people to pay £155 a year just to access its website. But that's due in part to its highly specialised content. So how will more mainstream publishers convince users to pay for news, given how much is available online for free, especially from the BBC?
We are in a position where most people regard news as a commodity and not something they should be paying extra for. The idea of charging people to access the BBC website is really complicated because the licence fee payers, the British public, have already paid for that content through the licence fee. So I think most of them would find it quite rich that we were saying, oh, we'd like you to pay twice.
Rupert Murdoch is keen to replicate the Wall Street Journal's subscription success at his British papers. Yesterday, the Sunday Times started recruiting staff for a new standalone website. Sources have told us that this website could be a 100% subscription service. News International didn't want to comment, but Channel 4 News also understands that they and other publishers are looking at ways to make people pay for specialist content, including star columnists, celebrity gossip, sports, crosswords, and even Page 3. There are also a number of different payment options being considered, including monthly subscriptions, charging a small fee for each article read, or a micropayment system where readers can view articles across rival newspapers, although the latter may fall foul of competition law.
I think newspapers that start charging risk killing themselves sooner, because they will lose audience, they will lose advertising revenue, they will open the door to new competitors, including, by the way, not just other newspapers, but new companies that can start at a very low cost structure. So I think that putting yourself behind a wall on the internet is trying to swim up against the stream and is a means of suicide.
But whatever skeptics say, there is an incredible momentum towards charging for news. It's not a matter of if we'll have to pay, just when.